just a little spoiler alert. Some of the information contained in this module will be, repetitious, for lack of a better word. But I think that as we're learning, it doesn't hurt to be repetitious. So here we go. I just wanted to, give you a spoiler alert. Theodore Roosevelt said, "Comparison is the thief of joy." I would like to add to his quote and say, comparison to an ideal or others is the thief of joy. And that is what Dan and Ben Hardy were saying about you're in the gap if you're comparing yourself to an ideal or comparing yourselves to others. You're in the gain when you're comparing yourself to you. Now, as we spoke about last time, in the last module, we talked about the power of your last hour. Oh, I love rhyming. The power of your last hour. Okay, so in the power of your last hour, every night you will be writing gains or wins that you experienced that day. Now here's part of the repetition. So I already showed you an example of what to do. And a lesson learned can be a gain, as I had said before. This reinforces the powerful practice of measuring backwards. And whenever we're measuring, we tend to do, we know at what point we are, and we tend to do more of what's made us feel good, do more of what's brought success, and do more of, what would be one other thing? Confidence, more confidence. So this is so much more powerful than comparing myself against another person or worrying about what another colleague is going to be writing their course about, or is mine going to be good or bad, whatever. It's just, I'm working on doing my best, and that's all I can do. And I'm proud of what I've accomplished, and I'm grateful for so many things in my life. So again, when you write, you will write a minimum of 3 wins for the day. Now, as I say this, and when you hear my habit recipe that I've created for this, like the third major important recipe, again, we're keeping life simple. If you don't do any habits other than these are the 3 habits to start in your life, or the habit seeds to plant in your life. So some nights I write more than the 3 gains that are suggested to have written for the day. Then the second part is where I will write 3 gains for the next day. Now, I said 3 and only 3, never more than 3. In this one, never more than 3. It's a limiting thing. But what I said in my habit is this. Well, first of all, let me just say, this is the simplest way, doing what I've done in here and what Dan and Ben suggest. This is the simplest way to retrain your attention and focus. Do this every day for the rest of your life. And I know Dan said that he has done this for, I think, 40, 45 years. The people that he's trained, I know Dr. Ben Hardy does this as well. I would guess that B.J. Fogg might do this as well, this practice as well, because I know he was very influenced and appreciative of the work that the Gap and the Gain fellows had done. So here's the recipe. The recipe is this. After I get in bed, I will open my journal and write 1 win for today and 1 win for tomorrow. Now again, you could use the word win or gain. Now you might say, but Valerie, you've just said that you want us to write as many gains as you can for the day, or you want us to write 3. But again, in Tiny Habits, we always start with, and I debated if I said, if I almost said, after I get in bed, I will open my journal. That also could be, if you can't, when we look at ability, if you can't get yourself to even write one thing, you might start with the tiny habit, after I get in bed, I will open my journal, period. Then if you don't do anything else on your puny days, you have planted that habit, and it will be, you'll nourish that habit. And you can always give yourself extra credit, which I have since the first, given myself extra credit. But it doesn't matter. It's just something I wanted to do. And there was a night, I think it was Christmas night, when I had been up till 4. And I think I said, in fact I did, just to show that I did the smallest behavior. I said I did not have the mental space or energy. I needed sleep at 3:30 a.m. So the next morning at 8:45 is when I wrote that in here. So again, all of us, we're human. Life happens. But the idea is that I kept to my practice of writing my gains and my wins. So I'm going to repeat the habit as I would suggest that you try it as a possibility. After I get in bed, I will open my journal and write one win for today and one win I'll get tomorrow. Again, this is a starter step for what is written in the paragraph above, what I've been saying. And again, the starter step, just so you know, is one piece of, you're kind of scaffolding actually. So it's one piece of what you might actually do. And then I'll celebrate. And I usually celebrate by falling asleep. No, I usually turn off the light right after. And then I have not had really this peaceful sleep, except for like 1 or 2 days. It's just very peaceful. I haven't gone negative by and large. So I'd say 95% of the time I haven't gone negative. And think about how the negativity statistics. So even if we're doing this one thing, at least the starter step every night, just think about how much positivity you're going to be bringing into your life. So that would be, congratulations to you. That would be awesome. Oliver Wendell Holmes once said, "A mind that is stretched by a new experience," which mine has been, "can never go back to its old dimensions." And I had the opportunity of watching this. I'm going to say it one more time because I just love this. A mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. And my son and daughter-in-law, of course, have been, the cognitive psychologists, have been with me through this journey of creating this class. And I swear by my own eyes that my son is definitely taking on, not this last piece, but is taking on some yellow in his life. He's going into the place where behavior changes. And I've seen him do it they're gone now, they left last night. But I saw him start to do this, and it was so neat to see. I didn't say anything, because it's not my place, it's his choice. But to see, I think his mind has been stretched, or has been stretched by this, just a whole new experience. And it's just a pleasure. It's very rewarding to see. And he's one of my children on here, as you know. So some final thoughts. Daily choices, practices, and habits determine how your future will unfold. Huge. So you are in the driver's seat. You can create a life that that you're making these daily choices where you're using habits and routines to make positive choices and gains in your life. You deserve a life that you love. And I want to say it a little differently. You deserve to live a life you love. And something that I thought of, like who I'm about, occurred on the day that my granddaughter was born. And I've been mulling about how succinctly, how in a KISS manner, I was going to tell people what I did. And it occurred to me, imagine, habits, action, the big missing piece sometimes, action, and how can we get there? Repeat. And we're all in that cycle all the time. Because guess what? Life goes on. Life happens. We get back on board. We monitor and adjust and play. And thank you for listening. Okay.